Hello, everybody. My name is Jacob, and welcome to the Epileptic Gamer podcast. So let's get on right to today's topics. I honestly feel like we could dive deep into the Grand Theft Auto trilogy, but since that's being reported on by a lot of different people, I'm going to steer clear of that. But what I do want to talk about in regards to remasters is Sly Cooper. Now, why would I choose this singular game? The reason why is because if you look at Sony's track record with remasters, they usually choose mascots. And what were the biggest mascots back in the PlayStation 2 era? You could pretty much argue that the main ones were Ratchet and Clank, Jak and Daxter, and Sly Cooper. Because by then, Crash Bandicoot and Spyro have gone multi-platform. Those three were the only ones, I believe, that had stayed on PlayStation and stayed Sony exclusive. You can fact check me on that, I could be wrong. But, to my knowledge, that's the way it was. So now you're probably thinking, well, what does all this mean? Jak and Daxter hasn't got a remake yet. I can bring you to this point. Sony has stated that they are not interested in doing a Jak and Daxter remake. However, Sony has stated on Sly Cooper that if the marketing is there for it, they are willing to do it. So, we're going to wrap up Jak and Daxter there. It's not getting made. Sorry, Jak and Daxter fans, that's just the way it is. But that doesn't include the case on where is Sly Cooper. You would think Sly is a bona fide lock. You just launched PlayStation 5. Not even a year ago. Why aren't you remastering him? You could easily package the first 4 games, Thievius Raccoonus, Band of Thieves, Honor Among Thieves, and Thieves in Time, all together, and launch it as one disc and see how it sells. If it sells well, you finish off the story. If not, well, you got some money out of it. And the fans got some nostalgia. But, I'm going to say this. I think it is being made. For those of you that did not see the commercial, Sony just released one before a State of Play, where it's basically 2 people playing chess. Well, a version of chess. As the commercial goes on, you see logos like Final Fantasy VII, and a few other things. But the most notable is if you would go frame by frame, you see a Sly Cooper logo. Now, you're probably wondering, why does that matter? Well, everything in that trailer has either happened or is happening. So, is it a guaranteed Sly Cooper remaster? It is coming. Absolutely not. It could just them being, hey, yeah, we acknowledge this. We know you want it. So, here's a little tease for you. However, that's not the case. What I believe the case is here, and this is honestly my personal opinion, is that they will 100% bring back Sly. But not in the way that everybody thinks. It's not going to be a new game right off the bat. I would love it to be, but it's been, you can say 10 years since the last game. How do we know if it's going to do good? In my opinion, what they should do is they should bring back the 4 games. Thieves in Time, Honor Among Thieves, Band of Thieves, and Thievius Raccoonus. You remake all them, sell them in one trilogy. For the PlayStation 4 and 5. And hell, it's thrown on Xbox too. Xbox One and Xbox Series X. Can almost guarantee you, people will buy it. Because that's the game they grew up with. Yeah, they didn't really grow up with Sly 4, but you get the gist. So, long story short, I fully believe that the Sly Cooper game will be made again. It is almost inevitable with Sony. Nostalgia is a huge selling point. And that's not greed. It is facts. Is it greed for capitalizing on Grand Theft Auto? Yeah, they didn't do very well with it. But like I said, the story is developing. But that's neither here or there. We're not talking about Grand Theft Auto. We're talking about Sly. And I firmly believe if you get the timing down and you make the announcement at the right time, you can have a gold mine on your hands. However, you don't know when that's going to be. I don't even think Sony know when that's going to be. Because you have that chip shortage that's going to hurt PS5 sales for such a long time to come. Probably up until early to mid 2022. So, do you just say to yourself, shit, we're out of luck? No. If I was Sony, and this is just my opinion doesn't mean anything to anybody, obviously. But this is what I would do. If you can, break the internet. Announce it on Twitter. Because one trailer is all you need to get people hyped. And I know what you're thinking. That's what's killed Cyberpunk 2077. However, that was a brand new IP. That was a whole different story. Sly Cooper is an established franchise. You say Sly Cooper Saga is coming soon? Hell, make it Christmas of 2022. My lord, will that be a gold mine for Sony? And in my opinion, that's probably what they're going to do. It is November 18th right now, and the Game Awards haven't happened yet. So by the time you're listening to this, who knows? They probably announced it. But, well, I think they are going to. I think the Game Awards is the perfect time to do it. And I feel, and this is my opinion, you can have your opinion, and I'm not discrediting it at all. I feel Sony has to get the time down. They haven't had a lot of luck with new IPs. And like I said, if you want to talk about a lot of luck, Cyberpunk is the perfect example. But that's neither here or there. I think it's going to happen. I think Sly Cooper should happen. However, the way they go about it has got to be careful. They have to be careful. Sly Cooper is a beloved franchise by many, and they will not forgive you if they fall flat. Don't believe me? Look what happened just recently with the Grand Theft Auto trilogy. It fell flat. It underdelivered. And yes, people could say that's a result of Grand Theft Auto 6. Maybe they wanted that. But you never know. Alright, that's that. Let's move on to the second topic, because we are now 9 minutes in and not even on to the second one. Now, for our final topic, since we only have a few minutes left, I am going to talk about it. For those that are wondering what is going on around Battlefield, it has actually got mostly negative reviews. Now, despite IGN giving it like 7 out of 10 and GameSpot giving it a 7 out of 10, I personally can't give it a score because I haven't played it yet. But if you go on Steam right now, it has negative reviews almost across the board. And you can go on any gaming site anywhere when it comes to player comments, and they are saying it has bugs galore, to the point where people have made lists on what was promised to be on launch day. Now, a lot of that is missing, and people are starting to compare it to No Man's Sky, especially when it comes to bugs. And this is a pretty big deal. Battlefield is not known for having bugs. Obviously, yeah, it's launch day. Well, launch weekend. It is gonna be bugs. But for it to be this bad and to have mostly negative, that's surprising. Call of Duty didn't get that. And they're usually the ones that are like arcade shooting, not simulation like what Battlefield is. So to see this actually happen with Battlefield surprises me. At least me, personally. I don't know about you guys. But there is an upside to this. Battlefield is a big series. And you bet your ass that they are going to want to work on this constantly. So even if you bought this at launch, you might get annoying with bugs. That's also a good sign that goes to show that they are going to work on it. Now, if you're going to wait for the holidays to come around Christmas, even Black Friday, will it be fixed by then? Maybe. Maybe not. But it is a little interesting to see that this is actually going on. You saw this with a movie, I don't know if you heard of it, Eternals. Critics gave it a very bad score because it was different. Now, obviously, it being different and bugs kind of go in way different wavelengths. So, I'm not going to throw that out there, but for the fact that players are giving this mostly negative reviews on a series that is very well known for having decent reviews on launch day surprises at least me. I don't know about you guys, but in my opinion, this isn't a wake-up call for anybody. Obviously, bugs are to be expected, and shit happens. But for the people that are looking forward to this game, I mean, come on, DICE, you gotta get this together. At least that's my hot take, because this was hyped up. This was their, like, hey, get ready, this is gonna be it. This is gonna be the next big thing. But it just did not deliver in that fashion. And obviously, this is coming out in November. By the time it's Christmas, when all the bugs will be done, most likely, and most people will get it by Christmas, this will probably be not even outdated. My thoughts won't even matter. This podcast is going to be out of date. But for the launch to happen like this and be mostly negative, in my opinion, it is very interesting. So I'm going to leave it at that because we are running out of time. So first off, I want to get your thoughts on what the Sly Cooper and like how you guys think Sly Cooper should play out. If you guys think that it should happen, let me know. Tweet at me. My username is at BigJake423. Now, if you don't, that's fine. I'm always there. But now, keep an eye on the Battlefield situation too. You guys can tweet at me, like I said. If you really want to, please buy it. It's always nice to support the developers, big or small. Like, people always say, Battlefield doesn't need your money. DICE doesn't need your money. But it's nice to show love. Even in the gaming industry now, when chips, like we have that universal chip problem I mentioned earlier, there's not that much going on, especially when we're charging $70 for games. So, with that, I think I'm going to leave my podcast here, and I'm going to sign out, but I want to thank you all for tuning in, and this is Jacob signing out, and if you can ever get the chance to do so, if you guys don't know why this is called the Epileptic Gamer, I have had epilepsy for a while, and I do support the Epilepsy Foundation. And if you guys can go and donate to them, they'd have a lot of great stuff going on. It would mean the world to me. So thank you so much for listening to this podcast. I hope to see you on episode 2. Enjoy the rest of your holidays, and be safe on Black Friday shopping, because it does get hectic, and I'm sure with the new consoles coming out, it could get even worse. So be safe out there, and you all have a safe holiday season. I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.